Joining me now, former U.S. Secretary of Transportation in the Clinton administration, Federico Pena, also the national campaign co-chair of the Barack Obama campaign. Good to see you, Mr. Secretary. First of all, the Indianapolis Star today endorses Hillary Clinton, saying that as impressive as Barack Obama, your candidate, appears, he is still in his first term in the U.S. Senate, and only 4 years ago was serving as an Illinois state senator. His inexperience in high office is a liability. Clinton, says the paper, in contrast, is well prepared for the rigors of the White House. She is tough, experienced, and realistic about what can and cannot be accomplished on the world stage. You've been in the White House, you've served in the cabinet. What do you say to that argument that she has so much more federal, national, global experience than he does?
Well, first of all, there's experience and then there's judgment. I would argue that the current administration, President Bush, Dick Cheney, and his cabinet have had much experience but very poor judgment. So frankly, I think the American people really want good judgment, and not just someone who's been in Washington for 20 years. So with all due respect to the editorial board in that newspaper, they got it wrong, just like other papers have got it wrong, and that's why Barack Obama continues to win in so many states across the country. People are looking for good judgment, wisdom, the ability to say several years ago that the war in Iraq was wrong, someone who's had a very thoughtful and strategic policy on energy, which I helped draft, someone who has a very comprehensive position on health care reform, and someone who's going to fight for the American people. Now, Barack Obama has had plenty of criticism and challenges during this primary season, and he has demonstrated, for someone who doesn't have any experience, the ability to continue to demonstrate good judgment, wisdom, and most of all, keeping an even keel during the ups and downs of this election, which is what is needed in a president. Firmness, toughness, decisiveness, but most importantly, a sense of calm and good judgment.
Speaking of good judgment, how is he going to persuade Indiana and North Carolina voters who are paying in Indiana $3.71 a gallon for gasoline? You're a former energy secretary. You helped craft his policy.
Right.
How does he persuade them that the gas tax holiday doesn't make sense for them, for their pocketbooks?
Well, we've got a very good TV ad going right now in those states, but let me just say, two former secretaries of energy under Bill Clinton have come out and said that this gas holiday, that's correct, is nothing but a political gimmick and unfortunately a reflection of the silly season in politics. But these are the facts, and consumers need to understand this. The proposal is going to mean that you're going to save 30 cents a day, but what it really means, and that might mean $28 for the summer, and that's money, no question about it. But what people need to understand is that people are going to be encouraged to buy more gasoline. And when you buy more gasoline, that means demand in the United States increases. And if you couple that with demand in India and China, that means that world demand for oil will go up, which means that the current $112 a barrel that is now being paid for oil is going to go up again. So you might save 30 cents right now, but in about 3 or 4 months, you're going to be hit with a higher gas bill because you've driven up the price of oil worldwide. Secondly, you're reducing the money which is going into the Highway Users Trust Fund in Washington, which is supposed to go into your roads and bridges and to fill potholes on state highways. We all know that our infrastructure is falling down. We've had some terrible tragedies. And the last thing to do is to ask people to collect 30 cents a day when that ought to be going to improving our roads and bridges. But most importantly, the real solution is what Barack Obama has proposed: increasing the fuel efficiency of automobiles, getting the nations of the world who are not a part of OPEC and who are importers of oil to fight OPEC. Thirdly, investing in energy conservation and new technologies, $15 billion a year, so that we can have cellulosic ethanol and new forms of energy, and finally get us down a path of reducing our import of foreign oil. Those are the real solutions that Senator Obama has proposed, and which I believe are the real answer to ultimately getting down the price of oil and gasoline for the American consumer, not just during the summer, but for the next 10 years.
Well, thank you very much, Federico Pena, former Energy Secretary in the Clinton administration, making the energy case for Barack Obama today. And we should tell you that Senator Obama joins Tim Russert for the full hour this Sunday on Meet the Press. So be sure to check your local listing, and they'll be doing that from Indianapolis.